If you clicked on this video, then you probably gave up on your New Year's resolution within a month. So at the start of the year, you probably said that you're gonna have a business, or you're gonna start that dream business or a side hustle. You're going to get yourself in shape, eat healthier, get some muscle, get a six pack, whatever you wanted. You probably also said you're gonna get rid of some of your vices. So smoking or drinking or drugs, whatever your vices were, you probably said, okay, this year, this is the year I change. And you probably also said these things on the 1st of January 2024 and 2023 and 2022. And so far, you've not been able to stick to your New Year's resolution. And I'm making this video now because it's 50% through 2025. And I want to give you some tips about how you can actually stick to your resolutions, or actually, stick to what you really want to do truly and achieve those goals. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, you shouldn't just listen to me. I'm just gonna speak from my experience. So I've spent years and years and years, like 8 years, just like heavily trying to achieve my goals. And now I'm like somewhat in my goals, and my goals have changed now. So I have the experience of kind of going from a position of really wanting something, failing multiple times, to the point where I now achieve my goals and I know the difference and I know the reasons why I achieve them and what changed for me to actually achieve them. So first of all, motivation is not going to make you succeed at any goals. So you can't be motivated to do your goals, because motivation dies down pretty quickly. You might watch a load of motivational videos, things that make you like hyped to do something. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be consistent at this, and I'm gonna get a six pack, or I'm gonna be consistent in this business, and I'm gonna make loads of money with it. I'm gonna, quit my job from it. Motivation is only gonna last like a week to 1 month max. After that, all motivation dies down, because motivation is kind of like fueled by your imagination, picturing the results. And you're thinking about the results. Oh, this is what I'm gonna be like. This is gonna be me. But when you do this for like a month, whatever you do for a month, gym, business, anything, learning an instrument, the first month, I guarantee you're going to make no progress. You might even feel like you've got worse in the first month. And this is where most people drop off, because they're not seeing results and they're focused and they're relying purely on motivation to drive them for their goals. Now, when you switch to a disciplined approach, discipline is what's going to get you to your goals. And so if you focus on the input and being disciplined with your input, then the output will follow. So motivation kind of focuses on the output, discipline follows on the input. So if you say to yourself, let's say you want to learn the guitar, and you say to yourself, I'm going to spend 30 minutes every day playing the guitar and really focusing for 30 minutes every single day without fail, and I'm going to do this for 1 whole year, that's going to be like a discipline-based thing. And so no matter what, even if you're unmotivated, you're going to get up and you're going to play your guitar for 30 minutes, and you're going to do it every single day. You're not focused on the output. You're not going to say, oh, within 1 month I want to play this song. You're focused on the input. Okay, 30 minutes per day, I'm going to put the input in of playing the guitar. And what you'll notice is that if you force yourself to do this every single day, and you don't rely on motivation, you don't think, I'm going to play this song, or I'm going to have the six pack, I'm going to make this much money, then every single day you're going to show up. Same with business. If you say, okay, every single day, I'm going to spend 1 hour doing this for my business, 1 hour doing that for my business, and you just stick at it, you literally just stick at that one thing, then you're going to see results because you're staying consistent with it. But if you say to yourself, okay, within 1 month, I'm going to make 100K with dropshipping, and then that 1 month comes and you've not even scratched the surface, you're gonna be like, this doesn't work, I don't wanna do this anymore, I'm not motivated. But if you said to yourself, with dropshipping or YouTube even, if you said, okay, I'm gonna post 1 YouTube video every 3 days for this whole year, if you stick to that, you're gonna see great results. And that's the difference. If you focus on your inputs, I'm gonna do this regardless of the output, then you will get much better results, because you'll stick to it for longer. And at first you won't see any results, but you don't care about the results. You just think, okay, I'm gonna stick to this and eventually I will see results. That's sticking to it. Month 1, you're gonna see nothing. Month 2, you're gonna see nothing. And then month 3, you see, oh wait, I'm seeing a little bit of something. Month 4, it's gonna go back down. Month 5, you're going to start seeing more success. Month 6 is going to go down. But then you're going to gradually, it's going to go up and down. You're gradually, over time, going to see results. Whereas if you just say, okay, I want this output, then you're not going to see the results because you're going to be focused on the output. When you don't get that output, because you can't gauge what output's realistic, you're going to get demotivated and quit. So that's my first tip, is focus on the input and focus on discipline rather than relying on motivation. Show up every single day and do the thing you said you were going to do every single day, regardless of how you're feeling. If you have a single day off, seriously, if you have a single day off where you don't need to, if you have a single day off because you're feeling lazy, that will throw you off. I guarantee it. It's like someone who's trying to get off drugs. They'll say, okay, today I'm just going to, I'll do it today and then I won't do it again. I'll reward myself. I'll reward myself from a day off from the gym or whatever. If you do that, I promise you, that will throw you off and then you will lose it all. So what you have to do is you have to stick to it every single day that you said you would, unless you really can't, unless you're really injured or you're really sick or something, then obviously, yeah, take your time. But really, you have to stay disciplined. Now, the next thing is don't focus on too many things at once. So a lot of people, when they start a business, specifically business, they say, okay, I'm going to start a dropshipping business. I'm going to do like 2 hours of that a day. I'm going to start a YouTube business. I'll do 2 hours of that per day. I'm going to get into crypto. I'll do 2 hours of that per day. I'm going to do an agency. And people have like 4 businesses they're trying to start at the same time. You need to set your goals. It sounds bad. You need to set your goals really like small, like not small as in I want to make $10 a month. Small as in I want to have this YouTube business do well. The people that start like 10 YouTube channels at once or 10 businesses at once, they fail because they don't put the time and effort into. They don't put enough time and effort into them, and it takes a lot of work to make one business work. So if you have 10, then it's obviously going to not work. So what you need to do is focus on one thing and focus on that one thing. So let's say you do YouTube, say, okay, I'm going to do YouTube. I'm only going to do YouTube. I'm going to focus on one channel. I'm not going to jump around from business model to business model. I'm not going to try multiple business models. I'm not going to try multiple channels. I'm just going to pick one niche and I'm going to try that for an extended period of time. I'm not going to worry about the output. I'm going to focus on the input. So already that's like your chance of success 10 times higher if you just focus that. So what I did, for example, was I said, okay, I'm going to jump into YouTube. And this is after having an e-commerce business that did well. That e-commerce business did like a couple million in sales and then I sold it. So with coming into YouTube, I said, okay, I'm going to just take it slow. I'm not going to worry about the output. I'm just going to take it slow and I'm going to just put the input in. And I tested a few niches. I tested one niche, it did well. And then I realized, okay, there's actually issues with this niche. Issues that really couldn't be fixed. So I then moved into YouTube search and I saw YouTube search and I saw, okay, YouTube search is very, very powerful. I saw you can make a lot of money with it. You can automate it very easily. It compounds. It's very consistent. I was like, okay, this is a great business model. So I just stuck at that. And I said, every other opportunity that came to me, I said no. I had so many channel ideas that I wanted to do. I wanted to do a Roblox channel. I wanted to do dropshipping. And even then I fell victim to this a little bit, like kind of trying little things while I'm also doing this YouTube search stuff. And all that other stuff, that's not here anymore, that doesn't last. But the YouTube search stuff that I just focused on is the stuff that lasts. So pick that one thing and just lock in on that. Just lock in on that one thing. Ignore all the noise. Don't even, so many opportunities will come up. Opportunities, right? Opportunities. They're not opportunities. They're just going to distract your focus and you'll just bounce around from all these ideas. So pick that one thing. For me, I just said YouTube search and just get really good at that one thing and just keep focusing on input. Don't focus on the output. When I was doing YouTube search to begin with, the results are slow with YouTube search, You'll see nothing for like a month or two and you just have to keep making these videos for a month or two. And after that, you'll start to see some traction. But a lot of people, they'll see, after 1 month, they'll see, okay, they've got no results. They're making no money. They think they put a ton of work in. And they'll say, okay, I'm going to switch over and make a Roblox channel or something. When really what they need to do is they say, okay, I'm 1 month into this. That's 1 month ahead. That's 1 month more than I am into everything else. I need to keep going. And if you stay at that for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, Within 6 months, you'll have insane results. Even at 6 months though, you'll say, maybe I should try something else. Don't. Stay locked in on that one thing. Stay locked in on that one thing until you've really, really extracted everything from it. And so we've been doing like YouTube search for 2 or 3 years at this point. And only now we're starting to say, okay, we might be able to take on more stuff. We only work like 1 to 4 hours a week on our YouTube search business, but still I don't want to divert my focus too much, because I know that like the second you do that, you have to really be focused for a long period of time on that thing to make it work. Otherwise you're just going to waste your time and money. This is a big thing I see as well. A ton of guys will start a business model, and like I see a load of guys in our private community, well not a load of guys, but there's a couple guys in our private community who do this. They'll be trying to succeed at too many business models at once, which is just not going to work. And they're also impatient, and they don't see results instantly, and then they get scared. They're like, oh, something's going wrong. Oh, maybe I should switch up. Maybe I should do something else. You just have to stick at your one thing and stick with the inputs for like 3 to 6 months minimum before you can actually say if it's going to be viable or not. But the more long term you think about it, like the harder it is to fail, essentially. Because at least if you stuck it for a year, if you stuck something for a year, you're going to have opportunities, and you're going to have avenues that you can pivot to if that hasn't worked. So you might stick at a business model for a year, and your initial concept hasn't worked, but you've gained so much knowledge over that time you can actually figure out something else that might work. But people give up too easy. That's one thing. So those are the first two. The first one is going to be work on discipline and input. The second one is don't do too many things at once. Don't try and start too many business models. Just focus on one narrow thing. And the third thing is, it's kind of a tough one, but it's essentially that you have to just remove the vices that are stopping you from doing the work and do the work. So that's a real hard one. If you have a vice that you revert to in times of pain, then you need to remove that. An example I'll give you is social media. So a big one for me and a lot of people is like when you're bored, when you're trying to start a business and you're bored in the day-to-day role of it, and you need to set up ads, or you need to, whatever you need to do, and you're bored of it, or you're stressed with it, or you don't know what's going to happen, you're feeling unsure and anxious about it. A lot of people will just like open social media for a minute, just to like scroll, just to like take their mind away from the stuff that's giving them pain. And that might be like the anxiety from not getting results. That might be not knowing what to do and just being unsure where to go and what to do next. People will often revert to some kind of vice. It could be smoking, it could be going on your phone, it could be playing video games, it could be watching movies, it could be eating, whatever it is, whatever that vice is that you revert to in times of pain, you need to get rid of it. And you need to push through that pain. And this is like a big one. A lot of the time, people, they'll get to a roadblock, they'll get to a point in their day, or they'll get to a point where things are a little bit difficult, and they will revert. They'll just instead of pushing through it and figuring out the solution, they'll just go on their phone or something, and they'll stay stuck in that position for a long time. So let's say you're running your business and you need to set up some ads, and you don't really know the next steps for your business. You don't really know where to go next. Instead of going onto your phone and just like relieving yourself and just mentally feeling good, just go ahead and figure out what you need to do next. So you can go watch some podcasts, listen, watch some videos, listen to podcasts, read some books, go watch some YouTube videos. There's so much content out there. But just do the work. And that vice, whatever it is, so let's say you go on social media, it's hard, but you're going to have to just like delete your social media apps for a bit. And then you'll notice that when you have that time of stress and you're in pain, instead of being able to revert to the social media, you're going to have to just push through the pain. There's nothing else you can do. And that might be vaping, like whatever that is, whatever the thing that, takes you away from that pain, remove it so you have to force through that pain. Otherwise, you're just going to keep putting it off, the thing you need to do. And so I've done this many times. Like I get into cycles where like I'm really disciplined and I'm locked in and like I'm really pushing through and I'm doing really well with my goals. And then I'll let one of these vices in a little bit. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm locked in right now. So what's a little bit of social media going to do? What's a little bit of video games going to do? And then, or even like, my primary vices are, I like to, social media is like everyone's social media. Number 2 is like video games. And number 3 is just like going out, being social. Like I just enjoy like going out, having a beer, playing pool or whatever. And so I'll have times where I'm locked in, really, really locked in. And I'll let one of these vices in a little bit because I'm like, okay, things are good right now. I'm being hardworking, I'm being consistent, I'm doing well. I can let one of these vices in. So let's say I allow myself to play some video games. And then what will happen is I'll play video games and I'll think, oh, that was really fun. And then slowly, my motivation to work and my discipline will go down. And I'll find myself like, once times get tough, once I have to push through hard times, I might slack away and like play some video games instead, or I might just like kind of do nothing and be like, oh yeah, I can just play video games at the end of the day and just pretend I'm working, like lie to myself. And eventually this spirals out of control to the point where like, I'm not pushing myself for any pain. I'm not doing anything new. I'm not, making any progress because I'm spending too much time on all these vices. And so when it gets to that and it kind of like goes up and up and up and up, I have to just cut off all these vices again. I have to remove the video games, remove that social media, stop going out, and I have to reset myself and then go back into that baseline of discipline. And that first like week or two, especially the first week of when you remove these vices, that is tough, I'll be real, that is tough. You're gonna have to really, it's gonna be tough. But then after that first week, it'll get easier, and then you'll get more focused, and you'll very quickly, your brain will adapt very quickly, and you'll be able to lock in very, very well. And then obviously, you don't want to be a robot. You don't want to spend your whole life just like locked in, not doing the things you enjoy. So, these cycles are good, really. These cycles of like hard work and then let the vices in and then let the vices take over a bit and then, enjoy yourself in this period here, in this curve, and then just like drop off. And it's good to these cycles. These cycles happen like every 2 or 3 months for me. I'll be like locked in and then like for like a month, I'll be like kind of not locked in and then I'll reset it. And so, that's the third thing. You have to remove the vices so you can do the hard work. So as we are in like July 1st right now, I would recommend, if you want to start a business, let's say, and this is kind of the one area I've got the most experience in. I'm like not ripped, I'm not like a bodybuilder, or, I play guitar, but like that's just fun to me, so that I don't have to force myself to. But if you have a goal that you want to achieve, let's say you want to start a business, number 1, don't focus on the output, focus on the input. Just be disciplined and focus on making sure you show up every single day without fail. Number 2, don't bounce around many ideas. Don't try and do a million things. Just focus on one thing. So if it's YouTube or something, to say, okay, I'm going to do YouTube search automation. And then 3, if you are struggling to actually stay focused and get the work done and you're struggling with the discipline, you need to remove those vices. If you do these three things and you consistently, from now until the end of the year, do this, I guarantee, absolutely guarantee, you will see insane results. I can guarantee that you will have results that you've never seen in your life before. And once you get to that 6-month mark, you'll have a lot more clarity and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I understand now. I understand what I need to do to keep progressing in my life. And all it takes is those 6 months. Those 6 months of hard work, 6 months of kind of pushing through a lot of pain. That's all you need to kind of change your life. And it's not even necessarily about changing your life, but it opens your mind and it shows you what you need to do to actually achieve your goals. And so that any time, again, when you need to achieve your goals, you will have done it once. You will have the experience from the 6 months and you'll know what to do for next time. So I hope you found this video useful, because this is kind of 3 core things that really changed it for me. And I guarantee if you just follow those 3 things, I guarantee when it comes to January 1st, 2026, you will be in a completely different position, and New Year's won't be like a time of anxiety, like, oh, I did nothing this whole year. It will be a time of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much progress I've made. But I promise anyone can do this. Just have to listen to this advice, and you have to really, really just stick to it. But thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. You can join the Telegram down below, and then my @ is in there sometimes, so you can just send me a DM if you have any questions about anything I spoke about. But thank you for watching. I think everybody can do this. So lock in, and January 1st, you'll be a different person.